In the future, people can exchange their lifespan for money, and a company named Aeon possesses this technology. They examine the DNA of the recipient and the donor. If both are a match, it is possible to transfer the lifespan of that person. Our main character, named Max, is persuading a young man who has just turned 18 to trade 15 years of his lifespan for $700,000. With this money, he can help his family leave the refugee camp and obtain citizenship. Although hesitant to support his parents and marry his beloved, he reluctantly agrees. Later Max leaves the refugee camp and returns to his company. At a conference, he is honored as the Best Agent of the Year for persuading a total of 276 donors to contribute their lifespans. The CEO of Aeon Company is named Sophie. She appears and announces to everyone that they have just saved 15 elderly scientists. Now they have regained their health and returned to dedicate themselves to humanity, in another area. The 15 scientists can hardly believe their eyes as they witness themselves becoming young again. However, their joy is short-lived, as a sudden attack by a staff member results in the death of all of them. He only targets those 15 individuals, sparing their families and other employees. This staff member is a member of a terrorist organization named Adam, which opposes the practice of extracting human lifespans. They think that the current system is turning humans into mere livestock. And thus, the organization constantly strives to resist the system. Sophie is furious when this incident occurs, and she replaces the security department with a new head named Nowak, who has 16 years of experience in counterterrorism. On the other hand, Max returns home with his wife, Elena. The two of them are living happily in a decent apartment worth millions of dollars, despite having to make a big mortgage. But Max is confident they will pay it off soon because he is performing well in his job. The next day, over the weekend, the couple visits Elena's parents before heading home. Elena advises Max to give in to her father's opinions. However, despite her advice, they still end up arguing when Elena's father expresses his opposition to the system and Max's current job. Max, on the other hand, sees this as a legitimate source of income and believes he's not deceiving anyone, as people willingly donate their lifespans for a new life. Upon returning home, Elena also understands the tension and is apprehensive. They are both shocked to see their apartments on fire, especially Elena, who is very scared. Later, the police announce that the fire is caused by candles in their home. Elena remembers that she had turned off the candles, but the evidence suggests otherwise. They have to accept that they won't be provided insurance compensation, and the bank will seize their second mortgage to repay the debt of $2.5 million. With their home now gone, Max learns about the second mortgage. Max's wife had to mortgage her own lifespan for them to buy that apartment. She thought they would eventually pay it off in the future. It was just a legal procedure, but who would have anticipated a situation like this? To repay the debt now, it would cost Elena 40 years of her lifespan. Later, Max and Elena decide to leave. But the police intervene and forcefully detain Elena due to fears that she might attempt to escape. Max assures them that he will do everything to save her. The next day, Max seeks out Sophie to plead for her assistance. Eventually, Sophie agrees and requests the necessary documents to consider the matter. The next day, Max doesn't receive a response from Sophie. When he enters the company, he sees everyone preparing to undergo the lifespan extraction process on Elena. They are not allowing anyone to see her. Max notices an employee exiting a room and tries to rush inside, but Sophie's secretary Kaya blocks him. Inside the room, Elena is being read her verdict, and the decision is being executed. Elena attempts to plead, but nobody pays attention, and the procedure continues. A few hours later, Max brings his wife back home. They have to move to a humble apartment, and the symptoms of aging start appearing on Elena. Soon after waking up, Elena rushes to the mirror and sees that she has aged significantly, with a hint of gray in her hair. A few days later, she completely becomes an elderly woman. Max continues going to the company to find Sophie, but he only receives a message that he will be promoted to a managerial position, nothing more. As he sees Sophie heading for the elevator, he tries to catch up, but Kaya stops him. Max attempts to ask why she won't help with the $2.5 million, considering it a small matter, but she doesn't say anything and leaves. When he returns home, Max tries to console Elena, but she believes he is just pitying her and pushes him away. Suddenly, Elena experiences abdominal pain. They rush her to the hospital, where the doctors inform Max that Elena has suffered a miscarriage. It turns out that she had been pregnant before, but the lifespan extraction had led to the loss of their unborn child. To uplift Elena's spirits, Max takes her to her parents' house. Her father doesn't blame Max but points out that the system Max is working for had caused Elena's condition. This realization hits Max hard, and he immediately takes action. He purchases a gun and obtains fake passports for both of them. Then, Max starts tracking Sophie. He observes her entering a cemetery alone and follows her, sneaking in through the back entrance. He approaches Sophie and is shocked to find that she has become younger. As Sophie tries to call for help and escape, Max catches up to her, incapacitates her with a stun gun. Afterward, Max takes Elena to an abandoned warehouse. He told her that Sophie has used up 40 years of her lifespan. Max managed to contact an illegal clinic in Lithuania. 2 people will go there to retrieve Elena's lifespan, although Elena is very scared. There is no other option. On the other side, Nowak and Kaya arrive at the scene, quickly identifying Max's involvement in tracking down the warehouse. Upon arrival, they find that Max has left, but while waiting for the computer to trace him, Nowak and Kaya, suspecting that everything is too coincidental. Mark's house has burned down, and the bank swiftly confiscates Elena's lifespan, transferring it to Sophie. But Kaya clarifies that it isn't their doing, and they are only instructed to search for a missing person. Shortly after, cameras detect the 2 individuals. Max lets Sophie drink water but immediately cover her mouth again. As they were about to disembark the boat, Max and Elena noticed that the police had surrounded the port. Seeing a family passing by, Max came up with the idea of taking this family hostage and forcing the father to drive through the police checkpoint. And he has Sophie and Elena hidden in a cargo crate to avoid the police. Eventually, they manage to escape, leaving the other family behind. And arrive at their destination. However, they still haven't received the coordinates from the doctor for the unauthorized clinic. Sophie is released from the crate, and Elena is surprised when the girl reveals her name as Marie and claims to be Sophie's daughter, not her. Max finds it hard to believe, having never heard of Marie before. However, Sophie has concealed Marie's existence to avoid situations like this. Elena doubts the truth, believing that if Marie were truly Sophie's daughter, they shouldn't have gone through such ordeals. Nonetheless, Max insists that both Sophie and Marie are simply acting. They find refuge in an abandoned house. While Marie is taking a bath, Elena realizes that Marie is indeed Sophie's daughter, as she doesn't have the lifespan extraction scars. Just as they are found by Adam's group, led by the leader of the terrorist organization. She reveals that Max and Elena have been targeted by Sophie from the beginning. Sophie knew that Elena is a suitable match for her, as Max had been sent to convince her to donate her lifespan. However, Max developed genuine feelings for Elena and married her, which forced Sophie to take a more convoluted approach. It is Sophie who orchestrates the arson to extract Elena's lifespan. And now she wants Elena to terminate Marie, but she refuses. Despite her initial intent, the leader of the terrorist group is unable to carry out the plan. Outside, Nowak and Kaya already arrive. The Adam leader tells Max to go outside to lure Sophie in so they can catch her. As Max gets out, Sophie group surround him and Adam group inside point the gun at Sophie. However, Kaya realizes that it is a trap and attempts to draw her gun to end Max's life. Nowak unexpectedly shoots Sophie, and the Kaya is also eliminated. It turns out that Nowak is part of Adam's group, and both sides open fire. Max rushes inside to rescue Elena and Marie. In the midst of this chaos, they receive a message with the doctor's location. Max and Elena take Marie with them, unaware that she has secretly picked up a gun. When they aren't paying attention, Marie takes the gun with the intention of shooting Elena. Unfortunately for her, the gun is out of bullets. Elena quickly subdues Marie, and they lift her into the car before driving off. Seeing Marie's intent to kill her, Elena changes her mind and decides to extract Marie's lifespan, believing they are a suitable match, just like Sophie and Marie were. Max disagrees, arguing that Marie is innocent. Despite Max's objections, Elena kicks Max out of the car and continues driving to the unauthorized clinic. At the clinic, Elena undergoes the lifespan transfer procedure. Later, Marie is released, appearing shocked and lost. She is taken back to Sophie, who has survived the incident. Sophie was wearing a bulletproof vest and manages to escape. She promises her daughter, Marie, that she will find a suitable match for her lifespan extraction. Marie suggests that Sophie herself is a suitable match, but Sophie declines. Elena has been rejuvenated and now pregnant, and she chooses a different life with a new partner. Max, on the other hand, joins Adam's group to fight against Aeon, leading to a different path. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like for more videos like this.